Hello farmers and welcome back to Wyther Farms, where the rain has just stopped, and I'm glad it did because I got two jobs I need to get done today, and it's already past 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Did leave the combine and the header out in the rain, so I gave it a good wash off, but the good news is I got 77,000 pounds from the BGA from delivering all those silage bales last night. So with that cash, I ended up going up to the store while I was running today. Gave them the extra 30,000 pounds I owed on the baling trailer, so that's paid in full. I did pay off another 30,000 pounds on my loan at the bank. They were happy to see some cash coming in. And so now I only owe 130,000 pounds there, which leaves me 21,000 pounds in my bank account, which is good because I'm going to need that for some future things. Mainly just to take care of the fields for now, but I think we're all set in that. The one thing that will be coming here next time we sell silage bales is the chicken coop. I do have one eyed up, and it's going to cost me about 10,000 pounds, and it should fit here rather nicely. And we'll be getting some chickens, but that won't be coming until we harvest the grass again, which could be a little while, a couple more days, I think. And of course, I'm going to wait until we harvest the wheat field, which is getting pretty close to being ready for harvest as well. So job number one I need to get done today is, well, the grass fields, because I definitely want to make sure the grass fields are well maintained, because that brought in 77,000 pounds, and our big grass field wasn't even at full height yet, but it should be next time we go to harvest it. Let's jump into the T8 here, back on up to our spreader. And I do have fertilizer here from the springtime, when we were taking care of the fields. I ordered too much of it, but ordering too much of it was not a big deal because I was going to use it anyways. And today we are going to use some of it. I don't know how much of it, but we are going to use some of it. Alright, get everything connected at the same time would be good. Now the next job I will have is, I got a job to go ahead and cultivate a field. And I'm going to be kind of interested because that's over by Mr. Who's farm. Or should I call him Dr. Who? I don't know. I don't know where he is. I know he wanted to become a doctor. I don't know if he's going to become a doctor, but whatever. We'll be going over there, and I should be able to see what's going on with this farm, if anything. Give me all that fertilizer. Hopefully I got enough fertilizer to do these fields, but I may not have. If not, we'll have to go buy some. Let's get the big field done first. At least try to. Like I said, I don't know how much fertilizer it's going to take. It took a lot the first time, but then again, this field was not well maintained, maybe by the other farmers, even though I did fertilize it once for them. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And this field will be ready to cut again, like I said, in a couple days. And I hope maybe next time I cut it, like I said, maybe get up to 90,000 pounds next time I bring some silage bales over. But it's going to be kind of nice to upgrade the farm again a little bit, even though I've been upgrading it rather quickly. What I mean upgrading it is bringing in some chickens. I'm probably going to go ahead and maybe also buy a small trailer. That way I can get in there a little bit easier and feed the chickens some wheat. And of course, I'm going to need a smaller trailer to possibly transport their eggs when it comes time to go sell them. I'm not going to need a front loader to load up any big crates. I'm probably just going to put the eggs in some boxes and put them in the back of the trailer and go ahead and deliver them that way. I've been looking around, and I do have a couple people said they would buy their eggs from us, so that is a good thing. It'll be nice to get some animals coming around here, and getting some chickens is a good thing because chickens will go into the fields and eat the bugs, and bugs sometimes can cause problems to your crops. So having some chickens around will definitely help out around the grass fields, I think. Now it's going to be kind of like an open range chicken coop that we have, so hopefully they don't get in my way too often when I'm trying to work in grass fields and such, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know how many chickens I'm going to buy to start with, but like I said, I do have the coop. Pretty much told the store, like, yeah, in a couple days I will be ordering this, and they said, oh, it's no problem to get that stuff in, and it won't take that long to build either, because this is a small little open coop area that we're building, so that should be put up rather quickly. It's just a matter of, like I said, what my money situation looks like and how many chickens I want to have to start off with. Food's not going to be a problem. I may need to give them some water, so that I'm not too sure. I may have to also buy a water tanker. That's the only thing I have to think of. I guess if I did some landscaping, maybe put like a little bit of a pond next to them, the chicken's going to shrink out of the pond. But we'll see how it goes, see how my money situation is actually going when it comes time to do that. Like I said, the main thing I want to do this season is pay out the loan. 130,000 pounds left to go. When it comes time to the wheat harvest, we should get about 50,000 pounds worth of straw off that field, give or take. I'm not worried about being able to pay up the loan this year because I'll be selling the wheat in the winter time, and that should bring in a decent amount of cash as well. So, and we got 2 more grass harvests, so it shouldn't have too much of an issue paying off the loan and upgrading the farm as we go along. Just trying to see. It looks like I may actually have to get some more fertilizer. That's not a big deal. I probably won't order it from the store. I'll probably go ahead and, well, I mean the store. I usually been buying my pallets from the vehicle store. I'll probably just go top it off at the farm shop, I think it's called. We can just pull up and top off this spreader. Because I need to go that direction anyways to go ahead and cultivate a field. It's not that big of a field, but it's a job, and I'll get paid 1,000 pounds to do so. I cannot wait to actually harvest these grass fields again, even though it takes me a while to mow it with the single mower that we do have. What gets me through mowing it with a single mower, because it takes me about a good maybe hour and a half to mow both fields. And then of course I have to windrow it, bale it, which is not that big of a deal. It's just the mowing takes a while. But what gets me through is just knowing how much money it brings in. Can I get this in one pass? Can I get to the end of this row at least? I can. And I got 14 liters left, so I'm not going to try to do that little cubby hole over there. So let me go ahead and turn that off. The spreader, that is. I was kind of hoping all that fertilizer would get me to the end, but I guess not. Well, I guess what we'll do is, let me go ahead, we'll head on down to the store and get ourselves some fertilizer, and we're not that far away from the farmer's field that we got to cultivate. The machinery is already there. I'm not using any of my equipment, so I have not been over there yet to see what equipment's there. I just got told, yeah, just go ahead and over there, cultivate it. Machinery's there. See what we got over there. And while we're going past here, I'll probably take a quick peek at my field today to see how it looks. It's close to harvest time, but not quite. Even if it was ready for harvest day, I wouldn't do it because being as late in the day as it is, I mean, it rained really hard today, so those crops are going to be wet for a while. And I'm not going to try to harvest them late in the evening when it gets close to dark, because temperatures will drop, which I hope the temperatures do drop, because it's back up in the 90s today again. 93 degrees, and it rained all day. Actually, it started raining last night, and it just non-stop rained all the way until about an hour ago. So probably spend a couple thousand pounds here on fertilizer. Just swing it around into here. Let's open up our cover. There we go. Now we're lined up, and we need some fertilizer, please. Might as well top it off. Wow, 5,000 pounds. All right, that was a little bit more expensive than what I thought it was going to be. But that should get us through getting the grass fields done. And I should have some extra left over to probably do it mostly again after I cut it. Alright, so I'm supposed to travel up here from the directions, if I remember correctly. I got it written down here. After the grain silos on the left-hand side, there should be a dirt road to the left. We'll be taking that out. Then I take the dirt road all the way down to the end, and there'll be a field in the back right corner that I need to cultivate, and the machinery should be there. So if I start looking for a tractor and some equipment, then I probably know it's the correct field I need to go to. Someone's actually growing cotton over here. There is Mr. Who's farm over there. I think it's still his farm. I'm not too sure. Yeah, his crops have not been touched at all. And I do see equipment here, so I guess this is where I'm going. Where should I park? I guess I'll park right behind here. I gotta get out of the road in case other tractors, farmers need to do some work. Still got my direction light on, so let's turn that off. I think I'm out of the way now. Yeah, I should be. Watch out for that barbed wire fence. That could hurt. Yep, we're out of the way. Well, this is a big contraption I need to get to use in this tight little area. And looks like we're using the Fendt 1159 MT. Pretty sweet. How big of a field is this actually? That's not too bad. Hopefully it won't take me too long. Now let's pull out here a little bit. Give myself some room. Let's see how this thing unfolds and how wide it actually is. There is fertilizer in here. They said when I run out, I just run out, so don't worry about it too much. All right, let's go ahead and turn that on. And let's start cultivating in this oilseed radish and fertilize our field for them. So I mean, they're kind of getting like a double fertilization stage here. Got to get used to how to drive a tractorized tractor, just because it turns on a dime. Definitely have enough horsepower, I would think, to pull this thing. But I noticed a lot of farmers around here did plant oilseed radish last season, so maybe they knew something I did not. But I cannot go a year by planting a cover crop in a field and just to cultivate it in a year later to get some fertilizer out of it. I need to grow some grain to bring in the cash. Doesn't look like I'm going through the fertilizer that fast. If I can get about 3 headlands in, then maybe I can start going up and down the field a little bit, because I probably need a little bit of room to turn this thing around. I don't want to try to back up with this thing with multiple trailers on here. So all I gotta do is get this job done. I'll get paid £1,000. And then I can head back to my farm, finish fertilizing off my grass fields. And then if I got a little extra time tonight, I'll probably drive the combine a little bit further to my toolbox and give the combine a once-over and the header as well, because I'm hoping pretty soon here I can go ahead and harvest our wheat field. And just by harvesting that, that also means making some straw bales, and then a whole afternoon of delivering straw bales up to the animal dealership is where I go. And they live on the other side of town, so that's tracking back and forth quite a bit. And it's usually about 5 to 6 loads I got to bring up there. The more the merrier. But the good news this time is I don't have to lease a baling trailer for a couple £1,000. It's ours. Bringing in that much extra cash, I would be happy enough pay off more of my loan, get it below £100,000, and the extra cash I get after that. Maybe I'll get the chicken coop in and get that ready to go, and that way I'm ready for chickens at any time, any moment. There, now I'm starting to get the hang of the tractorized tractor. This takes a loop to get used to it. That's all. Let's get this little piece here. There we go. Yeah, I may have to do more than 3 headlands to turn this thing around. Although I did say this thing does turn pretty quickly, so maybe after 3 tries around, I'll go ahead and start going down the field. But it shouldn't take me too long. And I think what I'll do is, I think inside this tractor there might be a radio. Go ahead and turn it on, listen to some tunes, and it makes the job go just that much quicker.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, 'cause babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and down, too many times.
Seems to be a nice little setup if you want to cultivate your field and fertilize at the same time. 2 jobs in one, if you will. This job is not taking me as long as I thought it would. The one thing I did need to do, I thought 3 headlands would be enough to really get this thing turned around decently, and turns out about 5 passes through to give myself a good enough room to turn around. I think this implement might be 6 meters, so at 5 passes you would say 30 meters by overlap a little bit. So 25 meters probably is what I'm needing to really turn around in the field itself at a decent rate. I probably could do it tighter than that, which I did at the beginning, but might as well give yourself a little bit of room. One thing I did notice though, I was cultivating in a row, and then I turned around and came back, and I thought I missed a spot, and it was no. Weeds are already starting to grow in the field that quickly. Maybe it's the fertilizer giving them some juice. I have no idea, but the weeds were already starting to grow. I got a couple lonely patches, like the one right there. I got to go back around and clean up, but overall, I think it's doing pretty darn good. I just passed here, and then one more back, and I got 2 little patches to get. Then I can fold this on up, park it right back where it was, grab our T8, head back to the farm, and finish fertilizing off our grass field, so those are good to go in a couple of days. Like I said, I'm hoping to start harvest tomorrow. I haven't checked the weather forecast. After seeing today's forecast, I think that's about as far as I went. I saw rain all the way through the day, and I was like, yeah, we'll just just see, you know, wake up in the morning, stick your head out the window, see what the weather's like. But I'm glad I'm getting this done this evening. That way it frees up tomorrow if the crops are ready and the weather is good to go ahead and get that all done. I got that little patch there I need to clean up as well. I'll come back and get it. I want to make sure I get every little piece. If I keep doing a good enough job, farmers will hire me out when I have the time to do work, and sometimes I do need the cash. But this field is just about done here. I don't know how much fertilizer I've gone through. But like I said, don't worry about it. When it runs out, it runs out. Just get done what you get done. I'm not going to get pieces in the corner like that. This equipment's a little bit too big to get stuff like that. I think I'll cultivate these weeds back in. Just get them off the field, hopefully. Or I may spread the weeds around a little bit more, making them grow more abundant. Alright, this little patch right here, but the pieces in the corner I'm just going to leave. I don't want to try to get in the corner and get them, which I probably could, but I also might get stuck at the same time. So I don't want to do that. And there we go. Turn off the fertilizer spreader. Get that all on up. Oh, I barely used about half the fertilizing tank. I'm going to go ahead and park that right back where I got it from, which is roughly right about here. All folded up nicely. The Fendt 1159 MT. And a cultivator by Bednar. Yeah, Bednar with a fertilizer tank on it. It's a long piece of equipment to do some cultivating jobs, but it definitely looks like it did a pretty darn good job. Or maybe it's all me. I don't know. Now let me hop into my T8 and take my Eagle back to my own farm and get some fertilizing done, and then give my combine and my header a once-over, because hopefully, like I said in the morning, I'll be combining and harvesting some wheat and making some straw bales. And this should be more than enough fertilizer to finish off this job today, and hopefully get most of the job done again when it comes time after I harvest the grass field in a couple of days. This field is just about done. Just got this little area in the corner here to take care of. Should be like a pass or two. I am thinking though this fall, since the money should be at a decent stage for us, probably go ahead and give, not the grass fields, but I think my wheat field or cereal crop field is going to need some lime put into it. It's been a moment since we put some lime down, but I can check the status of it. But I think it was in like the okay stage at the beginning of the season, so I'm pretty sure after I harvest it, it's probably going to need some lime into it. And I would like to put it in during the fall, that way the lime has a chance to really settle into the soil through the winter months. And that way when I go replant it in the spring, we are good to go. And I think next season I might actually plant barley, or I might actually plant a non-cereal crop. I'll have to see what the demand is like around here, but I'm thinking soybeans might be a good option as well. I wouldn't mind planting sunflowers, but I don't have a header for that, so that would be something I would either have to lease, or if I'm going to do a lot of sunflower or corn in the future, I could go ahead and buy the header. But I'm thinking it's either going to be, if it's going to be a cereal crop, it'll probably be barley next season, or canola / soybean. Because it might be a good idea to change up the crop type in that field for a season. But getting that field last season, that we just were over there, fertilized that other extra grass field, that was well worth the cash. Not only, I think we paid, what, 80,000 pounds for that field? And I got a lot of soybean out that field. Speaking of, have I sold that soybean? Yeah, I think I sold that soybean. Yeah, I already sold it because I needed the cash. Let me go ahead and just double check here. I do believe I sold that soybean. Yes. Sold that. So the only I got a little bit of oats left, not a whole lot. Not to worry about. But at first I was like, wait a minute, soybean sells good in the summer. I'm like, no wait, we sold that already. I needed the cash in the springtime. That soybean is long gone. But yeah, we got a good amount of money from that soybean. So we almost paid for that field with the amount of crops we got off of it. And now what we put grass into it is definitely going to pay dividends this season, helping us expand the farm and pay off the debts that I currently have. Actually, I'm going through more fertilizer than I thought I would. But it's all good. I'll just have a little bit of extra. Just see if I can remember. It costs about 5,000 pounds to fill this up with fertilizer. And there we are, all fertilized and ready for another grass cutting. Hopefully I can get 2 more cuts in this year, 1 for sure. I might as well leave the fertilizer right in here because I'm not going to use that lime anytime soon. I'll definitely be fertilizing again before I do lime spreading. Lower that down. Sneak my hands in there and detach that and just pull forward a bit. Now the T8 was repaired in the springtime, but I could just give it a once over, make sure the fluids are at the right height level. Let's pull the combine and the header on up here. And hopefully I'll be putting this to use tomorrow. And okay, so the header, let's go ahead and repair that. That's going to cost me 77 pounds, so that's worth it. And the combine is going to cost me 209 pounds, so that's not too bad to get those repaired. The baling trailer could use a little bit of repairing, but I don't think it's necessary to do that as of yet. So that does leave me about 16,500 pounds, which is pretty darn good. And hopefully, like I said, the next day or so, the combine harvest in the wheat field should be going. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weather. The weather's looking good now, and slight chance of some rain tomorrow night. Right, so today would be Friday, then Saturday. So tomorrow night, then Sunday would not be bad. But then then Monday and Tuesday is rain. So I'm hoping tomorrow's a day for harvest. Weather-wise, what's the temperature going to be like? Tomorrow. Ooh, nice cool temperatures tomorrow. So that'd be really nice to work in the field when the temperatures are low. But then temperatures start getting up there. Oh, so by mid-afternoon it's going to be in the upper 80s, which is better than what's been, because it's been mostly in the 90s so far this summer. And once I start harvesting, if I got the cash and same amount of cash tomorrow, and then tomorrow's ready for harvest, I'll get the chicken coop ordered, and maybe the store will come down and build it, and then maybe even tomorrow when we start the harvest, we can actually just get our chickens on in. It's going to go right here, and they can roam around wherever they want, and we'll have plenty of feed to give them. But right now, I'm just going to leave the combine there because the weather's supposed to be good tonight. And like I said, hopefully in the morning I'll be firing that puppy up and getting a harvest in. I won't have to get to my grain trailer, but this will have to come out as well because I'm going to need to bale it up as well. Oh, with the rain coming, yeah, it's gonna be one of those jobs. I got to harvest it, bale it, and sell it in one day because, yeah, rain will just not do good for our straw bales. Um, yeah, that's how much lime I got left. That's how much seed I got left. Won't be using that until next season, I don't think, unless I decide to do a winter crop, which I could do. I guess I could do canola. I'll think about that when I'm harvesting the field, which should be my next job. But I got to go in and text that farmer, let them know their field's cultivated and everything looks good. I'm going to have a bite to eat and then probably get an early night's sleep because tomorrow could be a big day.